what if one kettlebell could replace a whole rack, feel good in a hand, and not destroy the floor when a swing goes sideways? Yeah, that one. Stick around. Today's breakdown is simple. 6 kettlebells based on real training feel, swing balance, handle comfort, finish grip with sweat, weight range usability, and how they hold up when sessions get gritty.
Number 6. Yes for all powder-coated cast iron kettlebell. Let's start with the classic vibe. Cast iron, powder coat, flat-based. This is the dependable, do-the-work bell for swings, goblet squats, and cleans if the handle is finished right and the bell shape is consistent across weights. The powder coat is meant to strike that balance. Enough texture for chalk to cling, but not so rough it chews up hands on high-rep snatches. When it hits, it's solid for durability and value. Now, well, here's where reality taps in. Budget powder coats can vary batch to batch. Too slick when sweaty or too gritty out of the box. And handle seams can occasionally feel sharp until sanded, which interrupts flow in complexes and presses. The bell geometry on budget lines can also drift. Some sizes feel bottom-heavy in a way that pulls the wrist on cleans, making it fine for swings, but less pleasant for high-volume technique work. If the finish on a specific unit is great, it performs like a champ. If it's off, it's, homework with sandpaper and chalk testing before a long session. For home use, the value is undeniable. Simple, sturdy, and floor stable with a flat base that won't wobble during push-up rows or renegade rows, assuming the base is evenly machined on arrival.
5. Polyfit adjustable kettlebell. Adjustables are all about space and convenience, and Polyfit's compact shell offers 3 weights in one, 5, 8, and 12 pounds, with a PE outer layer and a handle size to accommodate 2 hands for basic swings and halos. It's easy to change plates, and the latches are designed to stay secure, which matters for confidence mid-set. For warm-ups, shoulder prehab, high-rep flows, or cardio finishers, that lightweight range is genuinely useful, especially for beginners or for technique patterning without cooking grip too early in a workout. The texture stays grippy even when sweaty, which is a smart touch for a plastic overmold design that needs to earn trust compared to iron. But, and yeah, you knew there was a but, the 5 to 12 pound range caps out fast for lower body power and meaningful hypertrophy. Even strong beginners outgrow 12 pounds on swings and squats in a week or two if training consistently. The shell form factor feels fine for 2-hand swings, but gets awkward on cleans, snatches, or Turkish get-ups, where bell geometry, horn width, and center of mass really matter. It just doesn't sit on the forearm like a proper cast bell. There's also a subtle rattle risk with plate systems over time, even if latches are solid. Nothing dramatic, just enough to distract if tolerance loosens. That said, for small apartments and quick circuits, it's compact, friendly, and confidence-building. Great for warm-ups, core moves, and conditioning ladders where form and speed beat raw load, especially for newcomers dialing in hinge mechanics. 4. Ativafit 7-in-1 adjustable kettlebell. Here's where adjustables start to feel like a system. The Ativafit 7-in-1 design consolidates multiple bells into one footprint with a straightforward adjustment mechanism and a profile that aims to mimic a traditional bell's balance more closely than light plastic shells do. In practice, the dial or lever style selector makes weight changes quick between sets, which is the secret sauce for circuits. Heavy swings, drop to medium presses, downshift to lighter snatches without walking across the room. The handle clearance is roomy enough for 2-hand swings and wide enough to avoid hot spots on thumbs during long sets. Comfort is underrated until the 10th minute of EMOM work, and this unit stays consistently comfortable there. The base sits flat and confident for rows, offset push-ups, or supported split squats. And the stack tolerances are tight enough that the belt doesn't clink during ballistic work when adjusted correctly. If there's a trade-off, it's the usual one. Adjustables seldom match the compact feel and perfect forearm rack of a premium cast bell, and the sound of internal plates shifting slightly when transitioning can break the zen in quiet rooms, though it doesn't affect performance. For most home gyms, this hits the practicality sweet spot. One footprint, many loads, smooth session flow, and legitimately good swing balance so progressions don't stall while waiting on new bell sizes. If space is tight and workouts are varied, it earns a spot over multiple singles scattered on the floor. 3. ProsourceFit Vinyl Plastic Kettlebell. Vinyl-coated bells are deceptively useful in apartments. The ProsourceFit Vinyl Plastic Kettlebell gives floors a break and softens the clank on set-down, while keeping the mass where it counts for swings and goblets, especially in moderate weights around the mid-20s. The coating adds a touch of forgiveness against scuffs and shin taps, which, happens when concentration dips mid-complex, and the base keeps the bell upright and predictable for rows or suitcase deadlifts between sets. Grip-wise, vinyl can be a mixed bag. This line aims for a smoother handle that plays nicely with chalk, though it's naturally slicker than a textured powder coat, so for high-rep snatches, a light chalk dusting tightens control and reduces hot spots on the palm fold. The bell shape is consistent, and the distribution feels closer to classic geometry than many soft shell or budget adjustable designs, which helps cleans land quietly in the rack without torquing the wrist. It's not the forever bell for heavy strength phases, but as a daily driver for conditioning circuits, kettlebell flow practice, or mixed modality sessions with bodyweight and bands, it's a friendly, low-fuss workhorse. Think less noise, less floor anxiety, enough intensity to sweat honestly, especially for users who want good form first and headroom later. Number 2. BowFlex SelectTech 840 Adjustable Kettlebell. Okay, here's the crowd pleaser. The BowFlex SelectTech 840 uses a dial to snap through weights from 8 to 40 pounds, which is the Goldilocks range for most home workouts. Light enough for high-tempo flows, heavy enough for power swings and serious goblet squats without needing multiple bells. The adjustment is fast and positive. Turn, lift, go. And the cradle keeps plates organized so transitions feel like, training instead of tinkering. Balance in the hand is better than most adjustables thanks to its compact stack and centered mass. Cleans roll into the rack without slamming, and two-hand swings feel natural with enough handle width to avoid thumb crowding at the apex of the swing. Durability-wise, BowFlex gear has been around long enough that long-term users report stable mechanisms, and price history shows it often sits in a more attainable promo window than people expect for a flagship adjustable, which helps justify it as a one-and-done purchase for small spaces. Are there trade-offs? Sure. It's not as bomb-proof as a single hunk of iron, and the head profile is a bit blockier than a classic bell, so Turkish get-ups feel different on the forearm. Once technique adapts, it's smooth, but purists will notice. Still, in everyday reality, limited space, varied programs, quick weight changes, this one delivers a confident, streamlined experience that speeds progression week to week. Marcy Strength Training Soft Kettlebell. And the surprise, number 1, the soft kettlebell from Marcy earns it on training psychology and room safety as much as performance. The padded shell takes the edge off when cleans land, protects floors if a set ends less than gracefully, and lowers the noise level to apartment-friendly, which means more consistency and less hesitation on powerful swings or snatches. That comfort reduces guarding, hands relax, forearms stop bracing for impact, and technique cleans up, especially for newer lifters figuring out the hinge and rack without fear of bruising. The handle is shaped to mimic a traditional bell's grab, while the soft body keeps center of mass close enough to feel kettlebell real, so flows don't lose rhythm and goblets still drive a strong torso brace. Stability on the base is solid for rows and loaded mobility, and because it's kinder to floors and shins, it invites more frequency. Short, daily sets that build skill and capacity faster than 2 big sessions a week. No, it's not the heaviest implement in the room, and hardcore max strength cycles will prefer heavy iron. But for the largest group of home users, those chasing conditioning, clean technique, and repeatable practice in tight spaces, it removes friction, amps confidence, and keeps training fun and safe enough to stick with. That, more than anything, is how progress compounds at home. Bottom line. For a single purchase that covers most home training, the BowFlex 840 is the most versatile pick thanks to its 8 to 40 pound range and fast style changes that keep workouts flowing.
For a quieter, beginner-friendly, floor-safe path that still feels authentic, the Marcy Soft Kettlebell wins on comfort and confidence that actually increases training frequency and technique quality over time. For budget iron, Yes for All is practical if the finish on the specific unit is right. Do a quick handle check and it'll serve for years.